Hi there, it's me, Barbarous King, and I'm making this video today to try to answer a question, something that gets asked me multiple times every day on stream. And that question is, Barb, I want to start playing Super Mario World ROM hacks. Where should I begin? Where do I start? So I am going to give you my 2 cents on the topic. If you've watched me on Twitch, maybe you've heard this thought process before, but we're just going to jump right in and get to it. So the first thing I'd like to say is that if you're just beginning Super Mario World ROM hacks, if you're just getting started, don't lose your mind trying to buy hardware. Do not try to go out of your way to buy a Super NT or an SNES, or there's no reason to get started spending dropping like a $500, $1,000 on this kind of crazy setup. Trust me, you don't want to do that, because honestly, you don't even know if you like playing Super Mario World ROM hacks. My advice to you is to start with an emulator. There's SNES 9X, there's RetroArch, there's a lot of different options you have for emulators. The emulators have come a long way since the days of ZSNES. I don't know if you guys remember the snowy menu of ZSNES, but yeah, it's come a long way since then. And if you have a favorite Super Mario World player on Twitch, maybe LinkDead or myself or any other number of Mario World players, odds are they themselves started with an emulator. I started playing on an emulator with a GameStop brand Xbox 360 controller. So that's how I started, and that's where I first fell in love with Mario World ROM hacks. So please do not feel like you have to go on some crazy limb and spend a lot of money to get going. You're honestly not good enough to have to worry about that. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Just have fun. And the hacks I'm gonna recommend that you actually play will not require any kind of absolute crazy frame perfect inputs. Trust me. All right, so that's with the preface out of the way. A lot of Mario World players on Twitch especially have recommended for people, because this question has been asked a lot for, hey, I want to play Grand Poo World 2, I want to play Invictus, where do I get started, how do I play these hacks? So some people have repeated, I know ones I've heard a lot is QQ AIDS, which was Quickie World 2, Akogare, Invictus, Dram, and Storks, right? That was a popular one for a while. I think that was Noble Tofu that came up with that. I actually could not disagree anymore on the topic. I do not recommend beginning beginning Super Mario World ROM hacks by playing Kaizo Mario. I do not recommend that. I believe, to put it to a metaphor, I kind of believe that's like learning to swim by jumping into the middle of the ocean. You might learn to swim, or you might just drown and never get anywhere. I mean, that's really how it can turn out. If you know that's what you want, if that's what you're looking for, fine. But I would actually recommend, for most people, I would recommend you start with something much easier to just get used to the movement of Super Mario World and how Mario moves in the game. Because let me tell you, the simplest things like jumping on an enemy, riding a disco shell, spin jumping on a saw, they're going to be a lot harder than you realize just by looking at something. So if you go into a Kaizo hack that expects you to have mastered these abilities, it's going to be very, very, very difficult moving forward for you on that one. So with that all said, let me go through a list of some hacks that I would strongly recommend you checking out. These hacks, I promise you, are going to be plenty difficult for you to start. They are not going to be insanely punishing. They will keep your progress. Even if you're already, let's say you're already an accomplished Super Mario World player, I think these hacks are just a great time. They're just super, super fun to play, and I think you would just have an absolute blast playing these. So let's go through the list. I'm going to name a bunch of hacks for you. This will be plenty and plenty of time for you to actually check these out. And trust me, this is like hundreds of hours of gameplay time for you. By the time you play all these, you're going to be in much better shape to actually start taking on some harder hacks. And if this video does well, maybe we'll go down the list of intermediate hacks that are the next level of difficulty. But so we'll see. So the very first ROM hack I'd recommend to you is a ROM hack called a Plumber for All Seasons. Keep in mind that a Plumber for All Seasons does require the SA1 chip, which is a special chip that was found in SNES cartridges later on. Plumber for All Seasons requires that little bit of extra work. I don't think it's that hard to get it working on emulator. It's definitely something, if I was able to figure out, you were able to figure it out. So it's a little bit of extra work. Keep that in mind. Plumber for All Seasons is a wonderful hack. I would say it's like slightly harder than basic Super Mario World, It's got amazing graphics, all like hand-drawn graphics, hand-drawn backgrounds. The music is wonderful. The levels themselves are fun. They aren't that challenging. The bosses are cute. It's just a wonderful time. Even if you've played, even if you're not that interested in Super Mario World stuff, I feel like this is a hack that almost everybody should check out. It's just a great time. You're gonna get a better handle on how to control Mario from this. You're gonna start getting used to understanding the way Mario World levels are structured. So I would absolutely recommend checking out Plumber for All Seasons by White Yoshi Egg. 41 exits, so it's not too long, and it won't take you that long to get through, and you're definitely going to become a better player from playing that. The next ROM hack I'd recommend is Super Mario Brothers 1X by Koyuki. I know you're gonna say, hey, wait, this is not Super Mario World. What is it? This is SMB1. This is SMB3. Super Mario World is a game that you can make it do pretty much anything you want. It feels like maybe it's like Doom or something. But with SMB1X, it really shows how versatile the Super Mario World engine really is. Koyuki is trying to emulate the classic Mario 1, Mario 2, Mario 3 styles. And the result is a ROM hack that is super fun to play. It honors the originals. It really feels like you're playing the originals, but it still very much has the Super Mario World physics engine. There's no spin jumping in this hack. There's actually no way to spin jump, so you're not going to be getting much from there. But you're going to learn just like how to move and jump, and the way sprites are going to work around you. So definitely recommending SMB1X, and it's just a fantastic time. There's also some really cool surprises in this hack that I do not want to spoil for you. So definitely check out SMB1X. Believe it or not, yes, it is Super Mario World. I know that's hard to believe. The next hack I'm going to recommend, this is going to be a bit harder than SMB1X or Plumber for All Seasons. It's called Of Jumps and Platforms by Derelic. It's a very short hack, only 7 exits, but it's going to be much more challenging. This hack is going to put you in those situations where you have to make a jump or you're going to fail. So there's not really like, it's not going to hold your hand as much. You're not going to get a lot of bonus power-ups, that sort of thing. Of Jumps and Platforms is super fun. It's a great way to kind of cut your teeth, get a handle on levels that are not too far from a Kaizo setting, honestly. So Of Jumps and Platforms is really short, only 7 exits. I guarantee you can get through this. It is not too difficult, and it's just a wonderful time. Just a super fun hack. Definitely check that out. So bear with me on these titles on this one. This next ROM hack is by the Jump Team, which the Jump Team is one of my all-time favorite group of people making Super Mario World ROM hacks. This next hack is stick mice in my head and then beat my head in with a hammer and let them back out again. That actually is the name of the ROM hack. It's by the Jump Team and Idol. 19 exits. This hack is super fun. Some really creative, cool stuff in this ROM hack. There are a handful of levels. I think there's 1 or 2 levels in this hack that are pretty frustrating. I think there's one level by Morsel, which is frustrating. And you can finally share in my frustration when I have to play a Morsel level sometimes. But the levels are all really cool in this. You're definitely going to have a great time. I would also say, like, don't be shy if you do get stuck or frustrated. I would say don't be shy to use a save state. Nothing wrong with save stating, especially when you start. That's something that even I did on my first couple ROM hacks when I first started playing a long time ago. I don't use them now, obviously, but back in the day, nothing wrong with using a save state if you get stuck on something that's pretty frustrating. If you're just learning, there's no reason to really get super stuck on something. So use them at your own discretion. Do not feel ashamed, but definitely check out Stick Mice in My Head. There's some really cool gimmicks, some really cool design, very well made ROM hack. I'll definitely check that out. I would also check out the sequel called So Two Mice Walk Into a Bar, which is by SNN and Idol. Gonna be kind of similar to Stick Mice in My Head. There's gonna be some really wild gimmicks in this level. Very fun. Definitely recommend checking this one out. Two Mice Walk in My Head is gonna be another fantastic experience. So go check out both of those. Sticking with the theme of the Jump Team, there is a ROM hack known as Jump Half. You know, in the grand scheme of Mario World ROM hacks, Jump Half is either my favorite ROM hack of all time or at least in my top 3. It's 130 exits. I don't recommend you play all 130 exits when you start, because man, there are some super tough puzzles. I don't know if you're going to be able to get through if you're a new player. But you can definitely check out the any percent and get as far as you can. And boy, the jump half is just a wonderful time. I think you should play this. Even if you're a beginner, you should definitely play it. But even if you just love Super Mario World ROM hacks, like period, like I don't know, you're not going to find very many hacks that are better than jump half. Definitely check out jump half. And I would probably avoid the original jump for now. The original jump is a bit older, a bit more frustrating. But the jump half is just an amazing time. Again, do not try to go for all exits, though. 130 exits is probably a bit more than you can handle when you start out with. But if you take it bit by bit, if you're fine with something that's going to take you a little longer, hey, who knows? Maybe you can do 130 exits when you start. The next ROM hack I'd recommend is Slurgery by 6Corby. Slurgery is another, it's a bit like a jumps and platforms, probably going to be a bit harder than that. Really, really fun hack. Only 9 exits in this one. I think the final level in particular is very tough if I'm remembering this hack right. But Slurgery is a very, very fun hack that's gonna challenge you, but it isn't gonna be over the top. It isn't gonna take like something like Dram World or Grand Poo World. Those ROM hacks are gonna take no prisoners. They're not gonna be forgiving. Slurgery is much more forgiving, so you can learn a lot in this hack. Another hack would be Nachos and Fried Oreos, kind of a similar hack to Slurgery. Nachos and Fried Oreos by G-Breeze and Miracle Water. It's 15 exits. I love Nachos and Fried Oreos. It's a ROM hack that has difficulty settings. How many ROM hacks have that, right? It's got some difficulty settings. You can choose beginner, advanced, expert, or even master. I think I cleared it on master myself with 1 life. But Nachos and Fried Oreos, very, very fun. Definitely going to make you a better player after playing it for your first time. You're going to be introduced to different custom sprites, different gimmicks. Definitely recommend Nachos and Fried Oreos for sure. Super fun. The last hack on my recommended list is Mario's Catastrophe Rebirth Edition by SNN. Now, this hack is a little bit different from the others. This ROM hack is more of a puzzle hack than it is an actual execution or platforming or exploration kind of ROM hack. Why would I recommend a puzzle hack? Well, I mean, one of the big parts of playing Super Mario World is understanding what sprites are what and how things interact and what you can do in different situations. It's a bunch of one-screen puzzles, and boy, I really wish we had more one-screen puzzle hacks, because this hack is so much fun. Take my word on it. None of the puzzles overstay their welcome. It isn't overly obscure or irritating. Nothing is glitch-based. So yeah, just a fantastic experience. And one of these ROM hacks that I would recommend both to new players and old veterans alike. Just a fantastic time. Definitely recommend Mario's Catastrophe. So there you have it, guys. That is my list of beginner ROM hacks for new Super Mario World players looking to try to get better and experience Mario World ROM hacks for the first time. We'll go ahead and post a list right here of all of the hacks I recommended if you wanted to look over them once again. Any one of these hacks is going to be a pretty good place to start. Keep in mind that whatever your first hack is, it's pretty much going to kick your ass no matter what. My first ROM hack was Kaizo Mario World 1. And oh man, I got stuck on levels for 7, 8, 9 hours, easy, no problem. But at that time, I kind of had the fire inside of me. I wanted to play. I wanted to get better no matter what. So your determination is going to determine how well you're going to actually perform on these things. So my advice is to keep at it. Don't give up. Keep playing, and you will improve. Even if it doesn't feel like you're improving, you are. I promise you, you are. But here's a list. Depending on how this video does, I may do another list of intermediate level hacks, kind of like the next level of courses, so to speak. The next hacks you should try and play the next time you want to maybe play something a bit harder than these hacks. But this is going to be a great place to start. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope this answered your questions on which hacks I think you should start out with. Let me know how it goes, by the way. Let me know. Tell me on Twitch. Tell me on YouTube if you found these hacks to be fun and made you better at the game. Be sure to hit the like, comment, and subscribe button. And hope you enjoyed the video. And thank you very much for watching. Have a good day.